The 7th, though, the Connaught Handicap, 1650. Amazing 1+ at the top of the book. Jerry Chow for Benno Jung. Rising from Ashes has had 3 goes over the 1650. The best was his first. Zone D has had 2 trials since having blood in the trachea last start. Gallant Crown's a 4-time course and distance winner. Dynamic Spirit has the hood going on. The runner, all of his form has been over the 1200 metres. Jumbo Legend blinkers off, up in trip, as is Silver Hammer. Master Tornado has the cross noseband and the tongue tie on, and Semacan down the bottom. He has a gear change too. He was a crossover noseband for the first time. Over to the speed map we go here, Tom, and the pace expected to be good over the longer trip of 1650.
Yeah, well, Dynamic Spirit, he went forward last time out, but got no piece in the front, with especially Red Majesty being a pest on the outside. Samarkand, the runner, he was quite handy again last start. That's what he normally does. And Master Tornado, Paul, you'd think he may be a bit closer because his first 3 runs, he's had 11, 11 and 12. He's come up with barrier 1 this time.
Yeah, and also his win in Australia was over the 1600 metres, so I think he's in the right distance for him. And Zone D, he's another one that could be a couple of places closer as well from barrier number 2. Rising from Ashes will get back. Powerful Wings is drawn wide, so he'll get back as well.
All right, but it is Jumbo Legend who is our first focus. There is still a chance for the 4-year-old series for Jumbo Legend, so he's on trial at the 1650, and Nick spoke to his rider, Vincent Ho.
Vincent, Jumbo Legend, one of your rides on Wednesday night. Horse very much in form. He's going open trip. What's your take on the extra distance for him this time around?
Yeah, last couple of runs he start to, couldn't really keep up the pace for 12. That's why we decided to step him up. And at the trial, we trial him in at a mile, and he still had a good turn of foot. So we're sure he can handle a mile. With the good barrier will definitely help.
The blinkers, last time he wore blinkers, they've come off this time around. Was that just sort of experimental with him, with the headgear? Yeah,
we tried the blinkers and see if he responds well at a 1200 and still have the good turn of foot. But I think stepping up a mile is a better option than just put a blinker and go for 12. So that's why we step him up, and of course to the mile we don't need the blinker. We should be able to sit a little bit closer than 1200 all the time at the back. So without the blinker, you should be able to do it.
You mentioned the fact that he might just have sort of caught himself a little bit flat-footed. Is he the type of horse that you get rolling early on, perhaps, to sustain that long run with the extra distance?
No, not really. He can still kick as long as he, of course, he surely relax well. He shouldn't be over racing. Doesn't really have to pick up too early.
Vincent Ho there, Tom. He may get the pace to suit this week, Jumbo Legend.
And we've seen in the past, Mark, that he does have a really good turn of foot, this horse. So maybe, Paul, if over the 1650 metres, if they are a bit closer, that turn of foot could be a real asset.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, he's by Hitchinbrook. Champions Way has won over 1600 metres here, Hong Kong. Most of the other runners beat the clock, etc., sort of a more 1400 metre races. But the way he finished off that, and he's trialled well, they seem pretty confident they'll get it, and I think they will.
He's trained by Casper Founds, Paul. Here are Casper's runners for Wednesday night. He has lost one. Bright Kid's come out, but the top 2 are both last start winners. Can you see a winner or 2 amongst them? Yeah,
really like Young Life Forever. I thought he ran really well when he stepped up and tripped last time. Sugar's going really well in a tough race, but he's going nicely. Jumbo Legend's going to have to be a chance as well.
Sugar just needs to jump better this time out, but really do like Jumbo Legend there as well. Sugar's definitely got claims also.
He has won 2 of his last 3. Sugar comes back to Happy Valley. We'll see him shortly, Tom, but we're going to start with Amazing 1+, who's very hard to catch for the win, and surely the runner's better over 1200.
Yeah, he is. It's not going to be ideal here for the runner at all up to the 1650 once again. But Amazing 1+ actually stayed on fairly well. He jumped a bit awkward in the early stages of this race, but was finishing off out wider. But it was Loyal Baby who won this race, Paul. So I don't know what we take out of it.
Yeah, look, I haven't got him in Amazing 1+, just the one-time winner. Look, he has run placings off higher ratings before, so he is capable.
This race, Paul, this is where Dynamic Spirit was hammered in the lead by Red Majesty, and Happy Daily off a cushy run works home well.
Yeah, he finished off really strongly, didn't he, Happy Daily? And he was brave, he came through the gaps with no problems whatsoever. Dynamic Spirit's probably worth another chance as well because, as you say, he didn't get much luck. And I think he'll be left alone in front this time.
Yeah, and he's got the hood going on, so maybe that'll help relax him, even though when he didn't have that early pressure, even when he jumped out of the gates, he was still quite fierce. So just hopefully he settles a bit better.
He's rising from ashes, Tom. His best over the 1650 was his first try at the trip. He's just been a little average since then.
Yeah, last time out he got a little bit tight on the rail. We know that's the race that All Beauty has come out of and won the race behind Winning Dragon. He wasn't beaten overly far in those and he was sort of snookered away down on the inside, but not the biggest of horses, Paul. He was down into the 990 pounds last time out, and all those horses around him have been sort of racing genuinely honest.
Yeah, look, I've included him just because I think that it's going to be the race run to suit for him. I think he'll get back and he can run on like he did there. I've got him in on a minor line.
That replay was 2 starts ago. After the trials here, Paul, this is Zone D at Shah 10.
Like this horse, Zone D. Look, he's run second off a similar rating before at Zone D. He's drawn nicely in 2, so I think he'd be slightly closer. He's got a good turn of foot on him as well, so I think he's one of the major chances.
Trial wasn't too bad. This, of course, was Duke Y up winning the trial, and Duke Y's been very consistent, as we know. He's had blood in the trachea, and he's also failed a vet exam with blood in the trachea after a gallop, so internally it worries me a little bit.
OK, so that is Zone D. Now, track work, Tom, for a horse that you're quite keen on, Master Tornado.
Yeah, Paul mentioned before, a winner over 1,600 metres in Australia. Maybe a little bit keen here in his track work, but wasn't too far from them last time out. In fact, all 3 runs hasn't been beaten more than 4 3/4 lengths, but he was closing off well last start, and the key is that he's got a better draw, he's got a few gear changes.
Yeah, and up in distance. I think, yeah, he's definitely one of the chances being up in distance as well.
All right, where have you included it or not included him?
I did include him, just on a minor line, but he's definitely in there for me. I'm going to go with Zone D. I just like that trial from him coming into this race. He has been placed off a similar rating, and I just think he's going to get a nice run from barrier number 2. Jumbo Legend up in trip, little query there, but they're pretty confident he can do the 1650 with no problems. Rising from ashes from the back, and Master Tornado, we just spoke about him. 3, 9, 2 and 11.
Yeah, Master Tornado for me, like that he's up in trip, gear changes as well. A tongue tie is going on him, as well as the crossover noseband, won over 1,600 metres in Australia, and he's drawn a gate as well. So each way Master Tornado, over 9 Jumbo Legend, I think up in trip will suit, has a good turn of foot. Happy Daily was a little bit held up last time out, so he's been running well recently. And the other one I've got in is Dynamic Spirit with the hood going on, just got no piece last time out, so we'll see what he can do. 11, 9, 6 and 5.
That is the preview for race number 7 over the 1650. Off to a break here on Racing to Win. Back to look at a really good sprint, race number 8, right after this.